Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me, because I'm about to give you something that could change your life. You've got weak feelings, we all do. But the question is, are you going to let them control you, or are you going to stand up and take charge? It's time to kill your weak feelings. You're not a failure. You might feel weak sometimes, but that's not who you are. That's just a temporary emotion. Life will test you, the world will challenge you, and people will doubt you. But let me tell you something right now, you are not your feelings. Your feelings don't define you. It's what you do with them that makes you who you are. If you're sitting there thinking that you can't do it, that it's too hard, that you're not good enough, then you're allowing your weak feelings to take control. And I won't let you do that. No one can take your power unless you give it to them. You've got to stand up, fight, and push through. If you want success, you want greatness, you've got to have a mentality that says, no matter how I feel, I'm going to push through. You cannot sit in your weak emotions. You've got to rise above them, smash through them, and show the world the power of your will. So get this, you have the power to change right now. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for someone to give you permission. You have everything you need inside of you to overcome. It's there. But you've got to make the decision. You've got to get serious about it. Stop making excuses. Stop playing small. That little voice in your head telling you to quit, that's your weakness talking. Shut it down. That's not who you are. That's not the person you're meant to be. You are strong, you are capable, and you've got more power than you think. Weak feelings are like clouds in the sky. They come and go, shifting with the winds of our thoughts and circumstances, but they are never permanent. They do not define who we are, and they certainly don't have the power to control us unless we allow it. Life is full of ups and downs, moments where we feel like we're on top of the world, and others where it feels like we're sinking under a weight too heavy to bear. But here's the truth, your emotions, even your weakest ones, are fleeting. They are not who you are, and they do not determine your destiny. Every single one of us has experienced those moments when we feel weak, helpless, or overwhelmed. It's natural to feel defeated sometimes. In fact, it's human. But the key to unlocking your potential lies in recognizing that these feelings are temporary. Just because you're feeling weak right now doesn't mean that you are weak. Just because you're experiencing doubt doesn't mean that you should doubt your ability to succeed. These emotions are not permanent, and they do not last forever unless you let them. When you feel weak, you have two choices. You can either let those feelings consume you and dictate your actions, or you can acknowledge them and move forward, knowing that they will pass. Emotions, both positive and negative, are transitory. The strength comes not from avoiding weakness, but from recognizing that it is simply a phase that will eventually pass if you keep moving forward. You cannot and should not allow your weak feelings to dictate your reality. If you do, you are allowing a temporary state of mind to control your permanent growth. Think about the times in your life when you faced challenges. Were those moments easy? Were they smooth without any bumps in the road? Of course not. But you didn't let the weak feelings stop you then, and you don't have to now. When you push through, you gain a deeper understanding of your own strength. Each time you face those emotions of fear, doubt, or insecurity and still continue to move forward, you gain power. That is where the real growth happens, not in the absence of weak feelings, but in your ability to transcend them. Let's be real for a moment. No one is immune to negative emotions. They come for everyone, regardless of how successful or confident they might appear on the surface. It's how we handle them that separates the winners from the ones who give up. If you let weak feelings take control, you'll find yourself stuck, paralyzed by self-doubt or fear of failure. You'll hesitate, make excuses, and never reach your full potential. But if you push through, despite the doubts, despite the fear, despite the feeling of weakness, you'll see that those feelings were never the enemy. Your ability to rise above them was. Strength isn't about always being strong. Strength is found in resilience, in the ability to stand up and keep moving forward, even when you're uncertain or afraid. It's about acknowledging the feelings that come and then making the decision to not let them define your path. You are not weak because you feel weak. You are strong because you continue despite those feelings. Remember, just like clouds in the sky, weak feelings are temporary. They move on, and the sun shines again. You are not defined by your emotions, but by your actions. Don't let your feelings dictate the life you're building. Acknowledge the weak feelings, recognize them for what they are, and then keep moving forward. The moment you make the choice to not be controlled by your emotions is the moment you start to break free and move toward the success and greatness that's waiting for you. You are not your feelings. It's one of the most important truths you can grasp on your journey toward greatness. Far too often, we get caught up in the emotional roller coaster of life, where feelings of doubt, fear, and insecurity can overwhelm us. When you experience negative emotions, it's easy to start believing they define who you are, that if you feel weak, then you are weak. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Your feelings are temporary, and they do not have the power to determine your worth or your future unless you allow them to. In life, you will face moments where your emotions take center stage. You'll encounter challenges, setbacks, and difficulties that will make you feel inadequate or unsure of yourself. It's natural. It's part of being human. But the most important thing to remember is that these emotions are not the essence of who you are. They do not reflect your true potential or your capabilities. They are just passing states of mind that have no lasting power unless you give them power. The danger is when we start identifying with our emotions, when we allow ourselves to believe that because we feel a certain way, we are that way. When you feel weak or insecure, it's easy to think that weakness is permanent. But the truth is, emotions are fluid. They rise, they fall, and they shift with time. The feelings you have right now do not have to define the actions you take or the person you are becoming. You may feel anxious today, but that does not make you a person who is destined for anxiety. You might feel fearful, but that does not make you a person who will live a life of fear. These are just feelings, and feelings do not have the authority to control your actions unless you give them permission. It's essential to separate your identity from your emotions. Your worth is not tied to how you feel at any given moment. You are more than the temporary emotions that flood your mind. You are more than the moments of weakness, fear, or doubt that you experience. In fact, those moments are the tests that help you discover who you truly are. You don't grow by staying within your comfort zone, shielded from difficult emotions. You grow by facing them, acknowledging them, and then continuing to move forward despite them. When you start to internalize your emotions and tie them to your identity, you put up walls that keep you from reaching your potential. If you allow yourself to believe that fear or sadness is who you are, you will limit your ability to act, to pursue your dreams, and to push through the difficulties. Instead, view those emotions as visitors, not as residents. They are there, but they are not permanent guests in your life. You can choose to let them come and go without letting them take over. Your feelings may visit, but they do not have the power to dictate your actions unless you give them that power. Think about the greatest achievers in history. They were not immune to weak feelings. They felt fear, doubt, and uncertainty just like everyone else. What set them apart was that they didn't allow those feelings to become their reality. They recognized that their feelings were separate from their identity. They acted in spite of those emotions, knowing that the actions they took would eventually help them overcome their feelings and build the confidence they needed. It's about making the distinction between who you are and how you feel. You are not weak because you feel weak. You are not scared because you feel fear. You are not inadequate because you feel insecure. Those feelings are simply signals telling you that you're outside your comfort zone or facing something challenging. They are not a reflection of your value or your ability to succeed. You are who you choose to be, regardless of how you feel in any given moment. To truly unlock your potential, you must take ownership of your emotions. Recognize them for what they are: temporary, fleeting, and not a reflection of your true nature. Don't allow them to dictate your choices or shape your perception of yourself. Remember, your strength doesn't come from never feeling weak. It comes from your ability to act, to push through, and to show up for yourself even when you feel less than capable. Emotions may come and go, but your will, your determination, and your actions are what will define who you become. Resilience is the backbone of success, the silent force that keeps you moving forward when everything inside you wants to stop. It is the ability to overcome obstacles, bounce back from setbacks, and press on despite feeling like the odds are stacked against you. Resilience is not about avoiding weak moments or staying immune to pain and failure. It's about building the strength to face them and keep pushing forward no matter how difficult it gets. When life throws challenges your way, it's not the difficulties that define you, it's your ability to bounce back, to recover, and to keep going. Every one of us will face moments that test our resilience. You will encounter times of failure, disappointment, and hardship. You will feel like giving up, and you may even think about walking away from your dreams. But here's the truth: resilience is what separates those who reach their potential from those who give up. It's not the lack of weakness or the absence of struggle that leads to greatness, but the ability to face adversity head-on and continue moving forward despite it. The moment you choose resilience, you choose to rise above the pain, the setbacks, and the doubts. Resilience is about knowing that even in your weakest moments, you have the power to recover and keep going. It is the decision to not let failure define you, to not let fear hold you back, and to not let any difficulty stand in your way. Resilience means acknowledging that life will not always be easy, but your ability to get back up and keep moving is what will ultimately lead you to success. When you build resilience, you develop a deep understanding that challenges are not roadblocks, they are stepping stones to growth. Every failure you face is an opportunity to learn, to grow stronger, and to become better. The harder the challenge, the greater the lesson. When you persevere through difficult times, you gain a level of strength and understanding that you could never acquire through comfort or ease. Resilience is born from facing adversity and learning how to adapt, how to stay focused on your goals, and how to continue no matter the circumstances. Think about the moments in your life where you felt the most defeated. Perhaps you were in a situation where everything seemed to be falling apart, and you thought there was no way forward. Now think about how you got through it. You didn't give up, you kept going, and that perseverance became the foundation of your resilience. You might not have seen it at the time, but every small step forward, every moment where you chose not to quit, was building the strength you needed for the next challenge. Resilience also means being flexible. It's about adjusting your mindset and approach when things don't go as planned. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes things won't unfold the way you expect. You might face unexpected challenges, or your plans might fall through. Resilience doesn't mean sticking to a rigid plan when it's not working. It means being able to adapt, to shift your strategy, and to keep moving forward no matter the change in direction. The road to success is never linear. There will be setbacks, there will be obstacles, and there will be moments where you feel like giving up. But resilience means understanding that every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goals. Every failure is not a sign of defeat, but a lesson learned. Every setback is not a dead end, but a chance to regroup, refocus, and push forward stronger than before. Resilience means you never stop moving, even when it seems impossible. When you choose resilience, you are choosing to not let the challenges define you. You are choosing to let your actions, your determination, and your perseverance shape your future. Resilience isn't about never feeling weak, it's about knowing that no matter how weak you may feel at times, you have the strength to rise above it. It's about choosing to keep going, even when the path seems unclear, and trusting that each step forward, no matter how difficult, brings you closer to where you're meant to be. Resilience is the fire that fuels your journey, the force that pushes you past your limits, and the strength that holds you steady when life threatens to knock you down. It's not about avoiding challenges, but facing them with the belief that you have the power to overcome whatever stands in your way. Resilience is what transforms weak moments into triumphs, challenges into opportunities, and setbacks into comebacks. When you choose resilience, you choose to grow, to thrive, and to succeed no matter what life throws at you. Your mind is the most powerful tool you possess, but only if you take control of it. The thoughts you entertain, the beliefs you hold, and the narrative you tell yourself determine the direction of your life. When you take control of your mind, you control your destiny. If you allow negative thoughts to run wild, they will shape your actions and ultimately limit your potential. On the other hand, when you take charge of your thoughts, you begin to create a life that reflects your true power. Taking control of your mind means shifting your mindset, challenging your assumptions, and consciously choosing the thoughts that serve you. The first step in controlling your mind is awareness. Most of us go through life on autopilot, letting our thoughts wander wherever they please. We're often unaware of how negative thinking patterns take root in our minds, slowly limiting our potential without us even realizing it. But the truth is, you can train your mind. Just as you can build physical strength through exercise, you can build mental strength through awareness and intentional practice. The more you become aware of your thoughts, the easier it becomes to change them. When you consciously choose to focus on positive, empowering thoughts, you begin to reshape your reality. Negative self-talk, doubt, and fear are all products of a mind that has been left unchecked. But when you decide to take control, you begin to change that internal dialogue and replace it with thoughts that empower and inspire you. Taking control of your mind also means challenging your limiting beliefs. Every person carries certain beliefs that have been shaped by experiences, culture, and upbringing. These beliefs often serve as mental barriers that prevent you from pursuing your full potential. I'm not good enough, I can't do this, or I'll never make it. These are all limiting beliefs that have been ingrained in your mind. But just because you believe something doesn't make it true. The key to breaking free from these limiting beliefs is to challenge them. When a thought arises that tells you that you're not capable, question it. Ask yourself, is this thought true? Where's the evidence to support this? What if I'm capable of so much more? By confronting these limiting beliefs head on, you disempower them. You break the grip they have on your mind and make room for new, more empowering beliefs to take their place. In addition to challenging limiting beliefs, taking control of your mind means replacing negative thoughts with thoughts of possibility. Every great achievement in history started with a thought, a vision. People didn't reach their potential by thinking small or doubting themselves. They reached their potential by focusing on what was possible. When you begin to consciously choose empowering thoughts, you open up the possibility for greatness. Rather than focusing on the obstacles in your path, you focus on the opportunities. Instead of dwelling on the failures that might come, you think about the lessons they will teach you. When you take control of your mind, you move from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance. You stop seeing the world as a place of limitations and start seeing it as a place of endless possibility. It's also important to recognize that your thoughts are directly tied to your actions. What you think, you ultimately become. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not capable or that something is too hard, you'll never take the necessary actions to achieve your goals. But when you shift your thinking to one of belief in possibility, your actions change accordingly. You start taking bolder steps, trying new things, and pushing past the fear that once held you back. By taking control of your mind, you take control of your actions, and as a result, you take control of your future. Taking control of your mind also means not letting external circumstances control you. Life will throw challenges your way, people will doubt you, situations will get tough, and things won't always go according to plan. But when you control your mind, you refuse to let external circumstances dictate your emotional state. You become the master of your responses, rather than letting the world around you dictate how you feel. When you master your mind, you can stay calm in the face of adversity, make clear decisions under pressure, and move through life with confidence. knowing that your mind is your greatest ally. The more you practice controlling your mind, the easier it becomes. You begin to realize that you are not at the mercy of your thoughts, but rather you are the one in charge. You can choose your thoughts, your responses, and your actions. You can choose to focus on what you want rather than what you fear. When you take control of your mind, you unlock the ability to create a life that is not dictated by circumstances, but rather by your own thoughts and decisions. This is where true power lies, in your ability to control your mind, and through that control, create the life you desire. Growth doesn't happen when you're comfortable. It doesn't happen when everything around you is easy, predictable, and safe. In fact, growth happens when you step outside of your comfort zone, when you push yourself to do things that challenge you, stretch you, and force you to confront your fears. Discomfort is the birthplace of personal growth, the place where you are forced to adapt, learn, and evolve. The more you step out of your comfort zone, the more you discover about your true potential and your ability to overcome obstacles. Without stepping into discomfort, you remain stagnant, never reaching the heights you are capable of achieving. At the heart of growth lies the ability to embrace discomfort. Most people spend their lives avoiding discomfort, seeking comfort in familiar routines, secure jobs, and predictable outcomes. But the truth is, avoiding discomfort means avoiding growth. When you stay in your comfort zone, you are not challenging yourself to become better, stronger, or more capable. You are simply maintaining the status quo. And maintaining the status quo won't bring you closer to your goals or dreams. It will keep you stuck in the same place year after year without moving forward. When you step outside your comfort zone, you enter a space of uncertainty, fear, and sometimes even failure. It's easy to let those feelings of discomfort stop you in your tracks. When faced with something new and unfamiliar, your brain may immediately send signals of fear and doubt, telling you to turn back, to play it safe, to stick with what you know. But this is exactly where the magic happens. The moment you choose to push past that fear and discomfort, you open yourself up to growth, new experiences, and valuable lessons. Think about the times when you've taken a risk or faced a challenge that made you uncomfortable. Maybe it was starting a new job, moving to a new city, or taking on a project you weren't sure you could complete. In those moments, you may have felt anxiety, uncertainty, or even self-doubt. But once you push through, you likely realize that you were capable of more than you thought. You learned new skills, gained new perspectives, and grew as a person. You became stronger because you didn't allow fear to keep you in your comfort zone. You embraced the discomfort, and through that discomfort, you grew. Every time you step outside your comfort zone, you train yourself to handle more. The more you challenge yourself, the easier it becomes to take on even bigger challenges. You begin to realize that your limits are not as rigid as they once seemed. Your fears are not as powerful as they once were. You start to see that discomfort is not something to fear, but something to welcome. It's the signal that you are on the path to growth, that you are doing something important, something that will help you evolve into a better version of yourself. Discomfort teaches you resilience. When you are faced with an unfamiliar situation or a difficult challenge, you have two choices. You can back away and retreat to the comfort of what's known, or you can face the challenge head-on and rise to the occasion. Every time you choose the latter, you build resilience, the ability to bounce back from setbacks, to keep going even when things get tough. This resilience becomes your greatest asset, helping you navigate future challenges with confidence and determination. Growth is also about learning to embrace failure. Failure is often seen as a negative outcome, something to be avoided at all costs. But in reality, failure is an essential part of growth. When you push beyond your comfort zone, you will fail at times. And that's okay. Failure is not the end, it's a lesson. Each failure brings with it valuable insights, helping you refine your approach and develop the skills needed to succeed next time. Without failure, there is no growth. It's through those moments of failure that you gain the experience and wisdom necessary to succeed in the future. The more you step outside of your comfort zone, the more you will fail, and the more you will learn. Stepping outside your comfort zone also opens you up to new opportunities. When you're stuck in a routine, it's easy to miss the opportunities that lie just beyond your comfort zone. But when you take the leap and try something new, you expose yourself to new possibilities, new ideas, and new connections that can change the trajectory of your life. Each step outside your comfort zone is a step toward discovering new strengths, new passions, and new paths to success. Growth is not a one-time event, it's a lifelong journey. The more you challenge yourself, the more you will evolve and expand. Stepping outside your comfort zone is not just about achieving a specific goal. It's about building a mindset that thrives on challenge and embraces discomfort as a necessary part of the journey. When you start seeking out discomfort instead of avoiding it, you start to unlock your true potential. You start to realize that the only limits that exist are the ones you place on yourself, and when you remove those limits, there is nothing you can't achieve. So keep stepping outside your comfort zone. Keep embracing discomfort, because that is where the real growth begins. Consistency is the key that unlocks the door to long-term success. It is easy to start something, to feel motivated for a brief moment, but the real challenge comes in maintaining that effort day after day, especially when the initial excitement fades and the road ahead seems long. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't often lies in their ability to keep going, even when things get tough. Consistency is not about doing something perfectly, it's about doing it regularly, showing up for yourself even when you don't feel like it, and making steady progress no matter how small. Many people start out with big dreams, grand goals, and the ambition to succeed. But what sets apart those who achieve their goals from those who fall short is the ability to stay consistent over time. Success doesn't come overnight, and the path to it is rarely straightforward. There will be obstacles, challenges, and moments of doubt. But when you remain consistent, when you show up each day, even in the face of adversity, you build momentum. Momentum is powerful. It's the energy that propels you forward, the force that makes everything you do easier the longer you continue. And consistency is the fuel that keeps that momentum going. It's easy to give up after one setback, or to lose motivation when the results aren't immediate. The initial excitement of starting something new can fade quickly, and the process of working toward a goal can feel grueling when progress seems slow. But consistency is the practice of showing up every day, even when it feels like you're not making progress. When you stay consistent, you're building habits that will eventually lead to success. It's not about making huge leaps every day, but rather about making small, deliberate steps that compound over time. The consistent effort you put in today will yield results tomorrow. Think about the things in your life that you've been able to achieve through consistent effort. Maybe you've developed a skill, improved your health, or built a relationship. In all of these areas, success didn't come from one big effort, but from the small, consistent actions taken over time. It's the same with any goal. Whether it's building a business, achieving personal development, or mastering a craft, the journey is not about making giant strides every single day. It's about showing up day in and day out, doing the work, and trusting that the results will come with time. Consistency also helps you develop discipline. Discipline is the ability to stay committed to your goals even when the motivation is not there. There will be days when you don't feel like putting in the work, when you'd rather take a break or procrastinate. But it's on those days that discipline is most important. Consistency teaches you to push through those moments of resistance, to keep going even when it's hard, and to not rely solely on motivation. Motivation will come and go, but discipline is what keeps you anchored and focused on the bigger picture. The more consistent you are, the stronger your discipline becomes, and the easier it is to stay committed to your goals. Another key aspect of consistency is that it helps you build confidence. Confidence doesn't come from achieving your goals all at once, it comes from proving to yourself, day after day, that you are capable of doing the work. Each small step you take, each day you stay committed, builds a sense of accomplishment and belief in your ability to succeed. The more consistent you are, the more you begin to trust yourself and your ability to keep moving forward, no matter what challenges arise. This confidence becomes the foundation on which you can continue to build, and it fuels your ability to keep going even when the going gets tough. Consistency also means learning how to make adjustments and stay flexible. The path to success is rarely a straight line. There will be times when things don't go as planned, when you face unexpected setbacks or obstacles. But being consistent doesn't mean doing the same thing over and over again without ever adapting. It means staying committed to your goals while being willing to adjust your approach when necessary. If something isn't working, consistency means trying a different method, adjusting your strategy, and continuing on the path toward your goal. Flexibility paired with consistency allows you to stay on track and navigate the ups and downs of life without losing sight of your objectives. Discipline is the foundation upon which all achievement is built. It is the ability to consistently do what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel in the moment, whether it's comfortable or not. While motivation may come and go, discipline is the constant driving force that pushes you to keep moving forward, even when the initial excitement fades. It's easy to start something, to dive into a new project with passion and enthusiasm, but discipline is what ensures you continue even when that energy wears off. The truth is, without discipline, success is merely a distant dream. It's the discipline to push through the tough moments that brings it to life. At its core, discipline is about self-control and commitment. It's about setting a goal and staying dedicated to that goal, no matter the distractions or obstacles that arise along the way. Discipline means sticking to your plan, even when the results aren't immediate or when you don't see instant gratification. It means resisting the urge to quit when things get tough, to procrastinate when you'd rather do something else, and to keep moving forward despite the challenges. Discipline is what transforms your desires and ambitions into tangible results. To build discipline, you must first cultivate a strong sense of responsibility and accountability. No one can force discipline upon you. It must come from within. You must decide in every moment that the goal you've set is worth the effort, and that you will commit to doing whatever it takes to achieve it. This means making sacrifices along the way. Sometimes it means saying no to short-term pleasures like skipping a workout or choosing comfort over effort. It's about understanding that the road to success is built on consistent, hard work, not instant gratification. Discipline requires you to make difficult decisions in favor of long-term gain, to focus on the bigger picture rather than being swayed by temporary distractions. The beauty of discipline is that it becomes a habit. Initially, it may feel difficult to stay disciplined, especially when the results aren't immediately visible. It may feel easier to let go of your commitments, to skip your workout, or to procrastinate on a project. But the more you practice discipline, the more it becomes second nature. The more you commit to doing the things that move you closer to your goals, even when you don't feel like it, the easier it becomes to do them. Over time, discipline becomes ingrained in your daily routine, and you no longer have to rely on motivation to get things done. It becomes part of who you are, a fundamental aspect of your identity. Discipline also teaches you resilience. Life will always present challenges, and there will be times when everything seems to be going wrong. But discipline means showing up regardless of the situation. It's about maintaining your effort and focus, even when you're facing obstacles or dealing with setbacks. Discipline gives you the mental toughness to push through difficulties, to find solutions when things go awry, and to keep striving even when the going gets tough. It is the ability to get back up after failure, to keep working towards your goal, even when you faced a setback, knowing that persistence will ultimately pay off. One of the greatest benefits of discipline is that it fosters a sense of personal empowerment. When you are disciplined, you gain a sense of control over your own life. You are not a victim of circumstances, waiting for things to happen to you. Instead, you are an active participant in your own success. Discipline allows you to take control of your actions, your time, and your future. It empowers you to make choices that align with your goals and values, rather than being swayed by external factors or fleeting impulses. It creates a deep sense of satisfaction and confidence because you know that you are consistently doing what needs to be done, even when no one is watching. Discipline also helps you avoid the trap of instant gratification. In a world that thrives on immediate results, social media, fast food, instant streaming, discipline is the skill that keeps you focused on long-term success rather than momentary pleasure. Instant gratification may feel good in the short term, but it rarely leads to anything of lasting value. Discipline requires you to delay short-term rewards in favor of something greater in the future. It's the ability to stay focused on your long-term vision, even when there are plenty of distractions around you, even when the path seems difficult or tedious. Moreover, discipline is crucial for growth. It is through the consistent, everyday effort that you improve and evolve. Without discipline, you cannot develop new skills, expand your knowledge, or achieve the success you desire. Discipline forces you to stay committed to the process, to work through the challenges, and to keep growing every single day. When you discipline yourself to show up, to put in the effort, and to stay focused, you will inevitably progress. The road to success may not always be easy or clear, but discipline ensures that you keep moving forward, that you stay in the game, and that you keep putting in the work, no matter the circumstances. In the end, discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It is the driving force that turns your dreams into reality. Without discipline, even the best ideas, the strongest desires, and the most noble intentions will remain unfulfilled. Discipline is not about being perfect. It's about showing up, doing the work, and sticking with it day in and day out. It's about making the commitment to your goals and taking consistent, deliberate steps toward achieving them. When you master discipline, you unlock your true potential and create the success you've always dreamed of. Thank you.